Oh, hi, Jules, I'm back with 40 Years of Mills and Boone, and oh my god, this book was bloody awful. Interesting about this book here, it has two titles. One is The Vasquez Baby, one, the title I'm using is The Vasquez Mistress. But there's even a manga graphic novel of it as well, which I haven't read, but I know it's there. This book was popular to have two different titles and a comic book. Wow, kudos! And it's still bloody awful. And it's by, and this I love this, because I've reviewed other books by hers, Art Mills and Boone, and she's a bloody good author. It's The Vasquez Mistress by Sarah Morgan. Yeah, D. Sarah Morgan. And Sarah Morgan's a great author, incidentally. Why the hell did she write this? This book is bloody awful. Okay? So it's a large print, because that's what I could just get from my library. It says Mills and Boone Pure Pleasure Reading. Okay, so... And I think it may be, because the colour, it might be part of the Cherish series. But don't quote me on that. So, Raoul's rules. Life is infinitely more pleasurable if there's someone warm in his bed. Marriage and above all babies are strictly off the agenda. When young and innocent Faith arrives at his luxurious Argentinian estancia, Raoul instantly resolved that she will make the perfect mistress. With some diamonds by day and lying between Raoul's silk sheets by night, Faith is swept away by her lavish new lifestyle amongst the Argentinian polo jet set. Then she discovers that quite by accident that she has done the one thing Raoul has expressly forbidden. Then Faith must tell Raoul and find Raoul and tell him that she, the Vasquez mistress, is expecting the Vasquez heir. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So, Faith, she's from London, and basically she's a veterinarian, specializes in horses. So she goes over there, goes over to Buenos Aires to find Raoul Vasquez. And he tracks him before she even knows who this man is. This is page 13, yeah, large print book. It's instantaneous. Look at it here. The heat went from oppressive to unbearable, and the chemistry between them was so shockingly intense, that she actually felt herself sway towards him in anticipation. She desperately wanted him to kiss her, and strength for that need shocked her, because she'd been pushing men away since the day she arrived at Buenos Aires. She was here to work and study and learn, not to meet a man. But suddenly her lips were tingling in anticipation, and she found herself trapped by the lazy known expression in his dangerous, attractive eyes. As if he savouring the moment, and she knew that he read her thoughts. A sense of anticipation exploded in all-consuming sexual excitement she'd never experienced. Right, straight after she meets this guy, doesn't even know, okay, it's Raoul at the time, okay, she basically wants to shag him. Yeah, kudos. And then, okay, they go to his gorgeous house, and she's given a new dress and diamonds, and start the relationship, and this bit here, okay? So, right. It's just while she watched the sunsets, admiring the shimmering red glow that reflected in the still water of the lake. What about you? No wife and no babies? Something thicker in his dark eyes. Absolutely not. We don't want it now. I don't want it ever. Remember that, Faith. Why I need to remember it? Something I like to make clear, he says softly. Own a relationship. Heat rushed through her body. Are we having a relationship? I don't know, he replies softly, his dark eyes fixed on hers. Are we? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So immediately, okay, she's seduced by Raoul. Raoul with the horses and the fantastic house, and she becomes his mistress. Okay, oh, they're in a relationship. Kudos to you, Faith. Kudos to you. Then, so dusting my legs, it's full of titanium. 10 months later, it cuts to 10 months later, okay? Right, Faith is back in London. She just stepped in front of a taxi without looking, according to a man who witnessed the accident. She's lucky to be alive. Lucky? Lying in the hospital bed, listening to those words, Faith decided better to keep her eyes closed. She didn't feel lucky. Oh yeah. So they're looking for her next of kin, okay? And she's upset, she's sad, she's miserable, okay? She's saying, okay, that, you know, she has no next of kin, and then Raoul turns up, okay? Raoul turns up. And I swear to God, when from the tone of it, I definitely thought that Raoul was a physically, and mentally abusive, you're a bastard, okay? Mentally abusive, you're scum. But I definitely thought, from her reaction, that Raoul was physically hurting her. Even though he definitely mentally scarred her. Right. Faith, his strong voice reverberated around the small room, and her head turned, expression, a specific green eyes widened with horror and disbelief as she saw him. No, immediately she shrank under the blanket, and her reaction was like a fist in his gut. But the biggest shock was seeing the remains of the bruises on his face, on her face and shoulders before they vanished under the covers. What happened to you? 2 weeks before, her mouth had been permanently curved into a happy smile, and her blonde hair was rippled down her back. Right. Yeah. because obviously, and the fact is this, okay, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, okay, and the fact is, okay, that here is right. Then one brief glance had been enough to show him that she had lost weight. She'd always been fine boned and delicate, but now her skin seemed almost preternaturally pale, and her jagged haircut gave her face an almost ethereal quality. Why had that happened? Why hadn't he noticed? So hold on, this is more than 2 weeks worth of damage. Okay, it's more than 2 weeks worth of damage. Okay, you don't become skin and bone within a fortnight. So basically, was she battling some kind of eating disorder? Was she so unhappy that she just wasn't eating? What, it took him now to notice? Are you that much of a prick, Raoul? Apparently so. But obviously, Raoul said of blaming himself as that was kind of thing, okay? You know, I mean, if your wife turned up unconscious in a London hospital, okay, obviously mentally distressed, obviously upset, would you be turning and basically saying to the doctors, don't you feed your patients in this hospital? Oh, yeah. Basically blame the doctors. Yeah. And it's for here. Right, here's a doctor who saved her life. Goodwill said cold, his eyes focused on the doctor's badge as if committing the name to memory. Because if you hadn't, then your days of practicing medicine would be over now. Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because, you know, if she died from being hit by a car, it'd be the doctor's fault for not able to save her. Of course. Because I was the kind of bastard who blames everyone but himself. Okay? Blames everyone but himself. Right. Right. And once again, this was basically free. He's still abusing the doctors because Faith also pretends in case she has amnesia. Like, I don't know who you are, but Raw's having none of it. Absolutely having none of it. Okay. Right. Right. Okay. The doctors cast both of them a despairing glance. The two of you clearly have some problems, said one. Raising to his feet, Raoul dealt the other man a glance that would silence the football stadium in full voice. As it added psychiatry to your list of questionable medical skills, I suggest you don't trouble you're bound to lose your footing. She is no longer your responsibility. I am moving her from this place in the next 10 minutes. Now, the thing is, if I was a doctor, and the doctors have adjudicated their patients. Now, imagine you're a doctor, okay? You're treating a woman with a head injury. You're treating a woman, okay, who's obviously some distress. You're treating a woman, okay, who's dangerously underweight. And then her millionaire husband comes in, okay? Actually, the doctors have a duty of care to Faith and tell him, no, she's staying with us, okay? You can't discharge her. She can't. We're refusing to discharge her. We're calling the goddamn police. And that's what I'd hope would have happened. But that's a bit of a realistic moment. But the doctors, because oh, is such a man and he's so dominant and oozing, I don't know, sex appeal or something, they discharge her. Oh, yeah, they discharge her. Yeah. You know, doctors, of course, of course. Because one little fed from Raoul who rides horses and is filthy rich is enough. Is enough. Because Raoul is all about possession. He's so miserable. He doesn't want. He wanted a mistress, not a wife. Okay? Right. Right. It's here. Now, the thing is, what happened is this, okay? This is when I came back in Argentina. Alright? Why are you back here, Raoul? Why? You're my wife. You belong by my side and in my bed. You belong in my bed. A simple statement encompassed everything it meant to be Argentine male. So it was all about possession. There's no love at all. I didn't want this to happen. Yes, you did. You made this decision. You rolled the dice and you gambled. At least you have the courage to face what you did in our relationship. Okay. Because basically Faith wants a divorce. Okay? Because Raoul is a basic trick. And what happened was that months into a relationship, Faith got pregnant. Because, hey, it takes two to have some fun in this relationship, doesn't it? Okay? Being a mistress, hey. Right. And so Raoul felt obliged to marry Faith. Obliged to marry her. He knows he gets married and babies, but he felt obliged to marry her. And then Faith lost a baby. It was all her fault. And Raoul basically turned into more of a bastard, so she ran. Okay? Right. So whose fault was this? It was we were in this position, said Raoul. Marriage is not part of my plan. I was clear about that from the beginning. He stepped forward. His voice filled with emotion. No marriage, no babies. You entered into our relationship with your eyes wide open. Right. It wasn't like that. We were just having fun, Raoul. I wasn't even thinking about marriage. I thought we shared something special. We did, but it wasn't enough for you, was it? Like a typical woman, you wanted more and more. Raoul is emotionally abusive. He's a prick. He blames his wife, well, then girlfriend or mistress for getting pregnant. He married her at what he thought was doing the right thing. She's just a kid. Where's the sympathy, Raoul? Where's the sympathy? None, because he's an absolute bastard. He's an absolute bastard. Okay? You know, and he's demanding, he blames her for this. He blames her for basically screwing up his life. And, okay, yeah, fine. There's a Freud excuse for that. I'm not going into his excuses, okay? Because how he treats Faith is disgusting and demeaning. I use words that a lot, don't I? Disgusting and demeaning. He's horrible. It's horrible. He treats Faith like a possession. It's a bit here. It's a bit after more than arguing, because I do a lot of arguing in this book, okay? I love it seems to be wearing Faith down more emotionally, okay? Faith, the words were deadly warning as if she was holding onto control by a thread. I'm telling you now that if you stand naked, I will finish what we started, contraception, no contraception. Be back against the wall, and this time I will not be stopping. Okay? At this moment, I'm not interested in the issues, I'm just interested in sex. And tapping her structured expression, he ran his hand over his face, and swore long and fluently in Spanish. Does it make me shallow? Yes, probably. But I've warned you before, it wasn't anyone's idea of a good catch. Remember that before you start trying to change me. Right. Yeah, basically he demands sex. He demands sex from her. Yeah. Oh, interestingly, just got over a head injury. Okay? And obviously, recently lost a child, and he's demanding sex from her. Because he's an unsympathetic, uncaring bastard. Okay? But the thing is that there's some seem to be getting off some weird reason, okay? Right, this bit here. The bit here, kids, when they find out that Juanita and Mateo are friends of theirs, okay, find out they're pregnant. That's fantastic. She managed, generally pleased for Juanita. So, and horrified by the vicious stab of jealousy that tore through inside. We're so pleased for you, aren't we, Raoul? She answered for him because she didn't want to say something so tactless, but deep down she wondered how he felt. He didn't want children, she knew that. What she didn't know was why. And why she wasn't likely ever to understand because I didn't talk to her. Yeah, because to be in a relationship with this guy for almost a year, he doesn't talk to you. And you're also the kind of person who berates him for always being there and working, but you walked into this mistress thing with your eyes wide open. You're just as bad as well, actually no. Basically Faith thought she'd change him. She'd be the one to soothe his broken heart. Rob was just a bastard. It's a toxic relationship. They should not be together at all. Okay? But the thing is, Faith starts to feel a little bit sick. Like, there's something wrong, okay? And they're all actually gets concerned, okay, about how, because you think, hey, if I'm in a head injury, no miscarriage, you're probably, okay? And so Raoul's doctor shows up, and I like Raoul's doctor having no shit from Raoul. Hear it. I want you to find out what is wrong with her, Raoul commanded to the doctor, and then I expect you to fix it. Faith was young and supposedly healthy. It wasn't normal for anyone to be as tired as she was. Oh yeah, because this bit here, right, because Faith is still pregnant. When a small bleed at the time that your period was due, it happens far more frequently than people imagine. It wasn't a miscarriage. By my calculation, you're about 3 months pregnant. She hadn't lost a baby. Her hand covered her flat stomach, which is actually about 3 months pregnant because yeah, I haven't got a fat stomach if she was pregnant because she's not eating. She's been hit by a car, she's had a head injury, and maybe the doctors at the hospital would have told her that she was pregnant. But they didn't. But they probably should have done. One of the things that they first check if you're hit by a car at your certain age is, are you pregnant? Yeah. Yeah. But no, but she's still pregnant. Even though, okay, that kid could have serious issues going on, having all that medication pumped into Faith's body when they were trying to save her life, stuff from the head injury, all the x-rays. Oh, maybe you should check that out. But fact is that he's going to be a father, heals Errol's heart, and yes, he has some foreign issues which he's worked on, which is why he didn't want kids. And it's fucking ridiculous. It is, oh, this is such a toxic, even for, you know, and they seem to give Raoul excuses, oh, he wasn't loved enough, oh, bullshit. It's a toxic man, toxic relationship, Faith deserves better. They're horrible. Well, no, Faith was young and naive and inexperienced, fine, okay, but I've always just a bastard, okay. I've always just a nasty, obnoxious bastard. And I can't read there's a fucking manga about this, and if actually I'm tempted to read the manga, okay. So, but you know, dressed in diamonds, so everyone gets a happy ending in a way, even though they're all still a dick, and Faith needs more of a backbone, and that kid that she's carrying Might need some medical attention. It's a terrible book. Terrible, terrible book. And I'm signing off, everyone. 40 Years of Mills and Boone. Bye now.